Hernandez was 5 and living in Alabama when he was kidnapped by his father. 13 years later, he's defending Dad. Julian's unmarried parents were in an allegedly troubled relationship when he was young. His father, Bobby, left a note that he and Julian had gone fishing, say police. It's the last time his mother would see him. It was 2002. Father and son moved to Cleveland. Julian was given a new identity. But the crime was exposed when a school guidance counselor discovered his Social Security number was bogus. Dad pleaded guilty to kidnapping and a slew of other charges. Bobby could have been sentenced to decades in prison. Julian begged for leniency.
Even though everyone wants to talk about all the bad things he's done and doesn't think it's possible to forgive somebody for something like this, I think that he's done a lot of good.
Instead of 54 years, Bobby got 4.
Back with Lisa, Anahita, Aaron, and joining us, Gloria Allred. Gloria represents Julian's mother. Now, Bobby is guilty of kidnapping, custody interference, forgery, but Gloria, the victim, Julian, the kid, wanted no jail time for his father. Is that right?
That's correct. That's what he indicated to the court yesterday.
Is that what persuaded the judge? Is that why it went from 54 to 4?
Well, the court took into account many factors. I represented the mother at the sentencing. The mother did not comment on what her recommendation to the court would be. She had no comment. And the court said, well, the son wants no time in prison for his father. The district attorney asked for the maximum sentence possible, and the court gave 4 years. The family, of course, was disappointed. And, you know, the mother's heart goes out to others, countless others, who have missing children. These parents have very deep pain about the loss. They're in grief. They don't know if their children who are missing are alive or dead. And, you know, the family feels there should be serious consequences for anyone who abducts a child.
Lisa's ready to jump in on this.
Can I just ask my mom a question?
You can ask your mom a question, please. Please.
For those who don't know, this is my mom. Isn't the mother... Yay! You know, we talk about the boy being a victim, but isn't the mother a victim too?
That's what I want. That's exactly where I was going. Not just a victim too, the primary victim in an interesting way, because the boy really didn't know he was being victimized. He was a victim.
I think he is too. But I mean, imagine having your child missing and you don't know what's happening for all those years.
That's an imprisonment. The mom's life was kidnapped. Her emotional landscape was.
Yeah. So why would she not want to speak at the sentencing?
That's what I'm wondering too. Yes.
Well, I did read her statement for her. His mother would like her privacy, and she is very determined to have her privacy and also ask for the privacy of her son. She is now trying to rebuild a relationship with her son, who's 18 years old, and it's very complicated, but out of respect for her son and the fact that it is complicated, you know, she's trying to maintain their privacy, but she loves him very much. She cares for him, and she wants to help to rebuild their relationship and his life. He's a wonderful young man. He appears to have a bright future, but she did go through a loss.
Oh, my God.
Terrible loss.
It's hard to get your head around. Aaron, I want you to comment on that, but first I want to show you more from Julian, the boy's impact statement at his father's sentencing. Here we go.
He's raised me well, in my opinion, a lot better than any other parents I've seen. He's pushed me far in school, and he's the reason why I get some of the best grades in school and why I'm going to college. When other kids were on drugs and smoking and drinking, like, just because of him, I never fell into any of that, even when I had numerous opportunities to.
Aaron, when I think about what this woman has sacrificed and been through, it makes my stomach tie in knots, because not only has she been through years of torture, right? Where's my child? Where's my child? But then she's willing to take on whatever she has to do to repair the relationship with her son if the son doesn't want to press charges.
What I find most interesting is this speaks to the character of this mother.
Yeah.
This is truly a mother, because in spite of the depth of her pain and every parent's worst nightmare, she wants to do what's in the best interest of her son.
Listen, I would just say mothers everywhere. You know what I mean? She's representing women in this, and it's extraordinary. I don't think a man would sit still for this.
And she was a wonderful mother. She had that child until she was 5. The baby was 5 years old. When the child was abducted, she would read bedtime stories, sing, wonderful preschool.
Just based on how she's behaving now, I think we could predict that she would have been a good mother.
But you can't just take your child. You can't just abduct. I mean, I represent people every day in child custody fights that are painful, that are stressful, people pulling their hair out. But they're doing it the right way, through the family law courts. And this guy did what I think a lot of people fantasize about. I'm just going to take the kid and do it my way. He needs to be punished for this.
Anahita, 10 seconds. Defend him.
I just feel as though, I mean, there's no way to defend what he did. It was wrong, but the judge did place great weight on the son's testimony. And I think 54 years taking, this father away from the son who's so well adjusted might be a bit extreme in this case.
All right, we have to go to break quickly. I've got an audience question I'll get to in just a second. I've got a lot more on this case. And the father is thrilled with his short jail sentence, as you might imagine. His attorney is here. The attorney will explain why it is, in fact, the perfect punishment. Back after this. A remorseful father, Bobby Hernandez, asked the court to please go easy on him. He got 4 years instead of 54 years for kidnapping his son. I'm back with Lisa, Anahita, Aaron, and Gloria Allred, who represents the boy's mother. I want to go quickly to the audience. Yes, sir, what do you want to ask?
If the shoe was on the other foot...
Microphone.
If the shoe was on the other foot and the woman had kidnapped the son, do you think it would be the same sentence? And also, if you were the judge, all of you, what sentence would you have handed down?
Okay, so would society go easier on a mother that kidnaps someone?
Yeah, there's a huge double standard. I saw it on social media today that when it's a mother that does something like this, she gets defended. People presume the dad is a deadbeat dad. But with him, people were like, put him in jail for life, give him the death penalty. Yeah, I think there is really this double standard.
I have a question for my mom. Is he remorseful, the father?
I think his attorney would need to answer that question.
Let me get the attorney in here. His name is Ralph DeFranco. He is the attorney for Julian's father. Ralph, is your client remorseful for what he had done?
Absolutely, and he made it very clear on the record yesterday during the sentencing, and he apologized to the young man's mother and her family and anybody that was, represented there for them.
Ralph, why, Ralph, did he take his son in the first place?
Well, the basis for this is they did not have a good relationship. And my understanding from my client, when the child was conceived, there was some issue, according to my client, whether she was even going to have the baby. He indicated that he wanted the baby, he wanted to have the baby, and if the baby was born, he would do everything he could to raise the child. And there were some circumstances where, she thought he was going to leave and he thought she was going to leave, and it led up to, the circumstance that created this difficult situation.
Gloria?
Dr. Drew, first of all, I'm not even going to dignify that disgusting remark with an answer. All of this is a lot of excuses. I thought he said that his client was remorseful. His client pled guilty to numerous felonies. That means that my client, the mother, never agreed to have her son removed from her and from the loving relationship that they had. So if he's trying to make excuses now, then he's saying essentially that his client is not remorseful.
Mr. DeFranco?
Nobody's trying to make excuses, Gloria. This was in the report. The prosecutor said this was all nonsense, too. This was in the probation report, and it was in the history if you'd have taken the time to read it. And there were issues with the two of them that created this problem.
There is no
and we
justification.
Have a right to
I'm saying it loudly. I am saying it clearly. So listen up, sir. There is no excuse for abducting a child.
Yes.
And anyone who does should face serious consequences.
Gloria, you showed up You showed up on the day of sentencing. I've been involved in this case since last November, so I think I have a little bit more of a grasp of what's going on.
Since you've been involved since last November, maybe you ought to review your client's plea, which you allowed him to enter, to numerous felonies, not just one.
That's correct.
Numerous felonies. And that he pled guilty, and that is something he has to take responsibility for.
Well, he took full responsibility, and the felonies, if you would look at them, they reflect what the activity was and the identity that was created, and it shows that he accepted responsibility for all the actions that he performed. So he accepted a responsibility. He showed remorse in the courtroom. You were there as well as I do, so I don't know what your problem is.
Yeah,
he also
had
what he had to do. I'll tell you what my problem is. My problem is, sir, that the focus should be on this child and rebuilding the relationship with the mother who loves him.
Let me leave it there, because I think that is a perfect goal for everybody, right? That is the goal, is to be to the two victims, the child and the mom, let's call them both victims here, reuniting them in their original natural state, which is together as mother and child. Yes. You have a question, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Drew, I want to know, like, how long and how hard did the mother even look for her own son that a guidance counselor is the one that figures all this out years later?
Okay, the answer is simple. For every day of the 13 years that her son was missing, she was searching. I spoke also for the grandmother yesterday, the maternal grandmother, who indicated to the court, at least sentence him to the 13 years. For every day that we were looking, that we were out there searching, that we didn't know if he was alive or dead, that we were in grief, that we were crying, sentence him at least to a term in prison as long as the 13 years that we suffered.
And if he was remorseful, he had 13 years to change his mind.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Gloria, thank you. I'm just so glad that this has ended. I keep thinking about it being back in its natural alignment. Let's be happy that it's there.